If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Charlie Hempseed. I'm going to be doing the first of many, probably vlogs, little rant series. To start this off, this is going to be about South Dakota, what I feel is some corruption running deep in South Dakota, and why that corruption's happening. Or just, I'm just going to point out the corruption. This is actually the second time I've filmed this. This is the third video I've filmed this morning. I've already smoked like 4 times, and I ate 30 milligrams of edibles earlier. And I'm not bragging about what I've smoked. It's snowing outside, so I can't go to snow, or I can't go to snow. It's snowing outside, so I can't go to work. Quarantine anyways, so in Colorado. But my name's Charlie. I grew up in Sturgis, South Dakota, so this is why I'm going to be a little bit personal, a little bit heated about this conversation today, because right now I am a refugee in Colorado. You know, I had to move here because basically I was afraid of my freedom being taken away in South Dakota for using cannabis to control my anxiety. And I had to move so I could legally access it. The last governor in South Dakota, a nice man named Dennis Dugard. He is a piece of work. He personally batted down the industrial hemp bill that was there when I was going to college there, and he said that that would lead to recreational marijuana use. And later, Governor Kristi Noem, criminal, she also said the same thing, that it would lead to recreational marijuana use and it would confuse state law enforcement, basically between marijuana and industrial hemp. Bullshit. So if you know anything about industrial hemp, you would easily be able to tell the difference between industrial hemp shipments and marijuana. If you're a cop, a police officer that has any kind of credibility and you're not just an idiot, you would never arrest a semi-truck driver full of industrial hemp because you have the common sense to know that this guy isn't carrying, 800 pounds of marijuana. It doesn't look the same. It smells the same. Well, hold on. It looks the same. It smells the same. It is the same. The only difference is the semi-truck driver isn't trying to hide it. He has papers that called certificates of authenticity. Tells you what farm it came from. It tells you it has less than 0.03% or 0.3% THC inside of it. It tells you where it's going. It's a legal commodity, and you're a criminal for arresting the man. It comes in bags that look like this, big industrial white bags that are lifted with tractors or forklifts. These are stacked into semis in like 2s or 3s in rows. And if you're telling me that is the same of a bunch of shredded, crushed up hemp material, looks the same as marijuana when you get a bunch of people carrying a couple of pounds at a time, even 100 pounds at a time, you know what? If you were a good veteran police officer and you were in South Dakota, maybe even during the rally time, and you did arrest a semi-truck filled with 1,000 pounds of marijuana, you know distinctively it looked completely different, that it was not in semi-trucks loaded full of these white bags of shredded material with certificate of authenticities. The guy didn't look like a criminal. His hands weren't shaking, and he's like, no, dude, let me call my lawyer. This is bullshit. Anyways, so that was this guy here. Now, these people are actually trying to get a charge reversed for truck driver going to Minnesota and coming from Colorado, and he had all of his stuff in order and everything, and it's just unbelievable. So you guys should be ashamed of yourself. Again, vetoed from Governor Kristi Noem because she said it would lead to recreational marijuana, or it would also confuse police officers. Well, Kristi, if you're not educated in this subject, if you don't know exactly, then you shouldn't be the person to make the judgment call on that. And considering the people of South Dakota, the farmers of South Dakota have spoke many times, you should have no right to take that away from them. No right. Okay, so let's go on. This is where it gets a little bit interesting in with the governors of South Dakota, and if you guys would like, please comment below. I would love to maybe dive a little bit deeper into it, but I'm not going to go that deep into it because it really starts spiraling off into conspiracy, And I went to college in South Dakota. I went to Southeast Technical Institute for horticulture, and I, wanted to get into cannabis specifically. So this is what I've been pursuing, and I've been in Colorado for years, working in the cannabis industry, working with marijuana, working with hemp, and I'd be glad to share as much information as I can with not only the legislators of South Dakota, the South Dakota Department of Agriculture, and all farmers in South Dakota who are interested. Any business owners trying to start up something with, cannabis related in South Dakota, please contact me. I'd be glad to talk to you guys about this. I really want to give back to my home state, even though I'm not there currently. So this is where it starts to spiral off, though. As Governor Kristi Noem may have vetoed it, and we've been struggling to figure out any reason that Governor Kristi Noem would be working so hard to oppose industrial hemp in South Dakota when Republicans and Democrats in legislature, not to mention farmers, agree to get out from under Trump's tariffs, are chomping at the bit to rotate in this newly legal cash crop. So, frequently common, whatever, offers one legal hypothesis. Christie's husband, Byron, can't make a profit selling crop insurance to neighbors who plant hemp. And this is true. So, like it does say here, the crop, or the 2018 Farm Bill allowed farmers to plant hemp. It did not put them on the crop insurance list. All right, so this is a big problem. Please, if we're going to start legalizing cannabis of any sort, whether that's hemp, whether that's marijuana, whether that's recreational or medical, please reach out to me and talk to me about what might be the best ways to implement these laws, because I've been studying these laws that have been passed in many states across the nation and all over the world. And it's important that when you pass these laws that they're passed correctly the first time, that they're worded correctly, that if you're going to legalize it, you're also going to have legal access to a product, that you're going to allow people to grow it for themselves, and it's all set up good and correctly. So, is this true? Is there some kind of conspiracy about why they still do not allow marijuana or cannabis to be grown in South Dakota? It would be a beautiful crop to be grown in this state. We have tons and tons of grassland with root zones that go 10 feet plus deep. That would just be beautiful to plant cannabis in, and I would love to see that as soon as possible. And I'm going to try to remember to wrap this up. So today is Friday, March 27th here. And here's the thing, and why it's important. Why, if Kristi Noem had not vetoed this bill, had we'd already had legal cannabis inside of South Dakota, why it would be beneficial for South Dakota. All right. So, Ogallala Tribe, you guys are going to pass. So Ogallala Pine Ridge Reservation and the Ogallala Tribe looks like you're going to try to set up a cannabis market, and this is super awesome. I met my wife. She was a teacher at the Loneman School on the reservation, and I would love to give back to the Ogallala Tribe. Please reach out to me, guys. If you know anybody out there, please share this with them. Have them reach out to me. I would love to help you guys set up anything going on out there, growing, selling. I work in a dispensary. I've worked in farms. So please just go ahead and reach out to me, and I'd love to help you any way I can, all right? South Dakota, this is really why I started making the video this morning. It was basically this is the marketrealist.com. It was saying, marketrealist.com, there might be some kind of legislation pushing through to make the medical and recreational marijuana initiatives pass in November regardless. Basically, this is saying that with the coronavirus, it might make it hard for South Dakotans to get out there and vote for this. And this is really, really kind of just scary that, a scary time for all of America, but especially, for South Dakotans. You guys have been really oppressed for a long time with not having the marijuana market, with not having the industrial hemp market, with not having medical marijuana. I know that Dennis Dugard met with plenty of medical marijuana patients that were like, hey, I have seizures, we have all this and that, and they were like, he goes, no, moved to Colorado. He met with one gay transvestite and passed a bathroom bill. You are a crook. And he met with a whole bunch of families for medical marijuana. Like, unbelievable. And he said it wasn't a medicine, so he should go to jail for that. And here's the biggest thing, I try to get into the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally with my CBD products, contacting people in South Dakota. And, of course, the city of Sturgis and the police department in Sturgis said that they'll arrest me if I come into their town with CBD products. And that is really, it's like you guys are just a bunch of criminals and you're a bunch of bullies. Because here it is, so RCPD seizes CBD products from shops claiming they contain THC, but shop owners disagree. Yes, so these CBD products do contain THC. They do. But the thing is they have to be under a certain percentage, which is the 0.03. Alright, so this was saying that it produced from a third party verified that it's 0.0% THC. Alright, well here's the thing. The federal law states that you could have 0.3% THC in these CBD oils. It's a pretty standard thing across the nation, that 0.3%. And as long as you have less than that, you're fine. And you can't technically say that you will pass a drug test at that point, but you probably would. Okay? And the fact is that still with like the FDA regulations, you can't really say that cannabis has any medical benefit. And so I have to like kind of walk a line on like what I think here and what I say. However, you guys are thugs. So Rapid City Police came in, they seized the CBD products, and they made no arrests. They took $3,000 worth of products, didn't arrest anybody, and from what I found out later, they gave these products back to these people. You just played with them, made them go to court, you wasted taxpayer dollars, you wasted money, you should have been searching out meth in your city, but you weren't. Despicable. So, why is this important? I have to wrap this around because the first time I filmed this, I was a little too high and I didn't get to it. Alright, so I need to wrap this up and explain why Kristi Noem hurt South Dakota by not legalizing this. Currently, it is March 29th. I was filming this just the other day. I didn't quite finish it. I'm glad I didn't finish it. Just last night, South Dakota passed a legalization bill for industrial hemp in the state. Woo! That's what I'm talking about, baby. Good job, Kristi Noem. If it does wrap back into this is now because your husband can sell the insurance on it, you're a criminal. I believe you should go to jail for a long time for it, but that's my opinion. So that being said, they did just legalize South Dakota. Hemp bill advances with governor support. The House passed the industrial hemp bill. Kristi Noem signed it, and industrial hemp will be allowed to be grown in the state of South Dakota this year. This is amazing. This is great news. Again, any legislators, any people actually working on this before, if it hasn't been, it needs to be worded correctly. So it's important, though, that this is wrapped up into why Kristi Noem really screwed you guys. And also Dennis Dugard, because at one point in time, we had talked about legalizing medical marijuana, legalizing recreational marijuana. And the thing is currently so many people in the United States have been laid off because of the coronavirus. We're talking bars, restaurants, non-essential employees have just been completely laid off. Well, here in Colorado, those essential employees include marijuana workers, dispensary workers. So, whereas largely all across the country people are suffering, places that have marijuana and retail marijuana establishments, they're able to have a whole new workforce that isn't shut down by this crazy pandemic. So it's something that is going to be completely beneficial for the state. It's going to be completely beneficial for the people in the state that need this product. And I couldn't be happier to report the news to you guys. So Thanks for watching guys today. Like this, comment, share, hit that notification bell so you get my videos when they come out. And I'll see you guys next week.